Well, hello, my YNR friends. I missed you last week, but I'm back with my YNR chat vlog for Sunday, May 31st. I am Allie, if we haven't met, and it has been a major explosive week in YNR. I can barely contain myself. The Jack, Sharon, Nick, Phyllis scenario has just blown up. Since we last talked, Sharon finally told Nick that she's pregnant and that the baby might be his. Phyllis overheard the entire conversation, goes nuts, runs to Jack, smacks him big time, and then accidentally spills the beans about Sharon and Billy's affair. Then Jack confronted Billy in probably the best scene of the week, the Jack and Billy confrontation, and then Sharon couldn't contain herself anymore. She confessed to Jack that both Billy and Nick might potentially be the father, and then at the same time, Nick confessed to Phyllis that Sharon was pregnant, and then Phyllis gave Nick an ultimatum, and now it looks like Nick might actually leave Phyllis for Sharon. I can hardly believe all of the drama this week. I'm so excited to be back and talking to you guys about it. You know, the Phyllis, Nick, Sharon, Jack love triangle was complicated before the baby, and now with the baby, it's just a mess, to be honest with you. And I feel so torn because I like all of those characters. I really like all of them, but I know that at least two of them are going to lose, and it's possible that everyone will lose in this scenario. It's like, Phyllis is such a spicy lady, and probably my favorite female on the show, and she brings out this wild side of Nick, this hot, passionate, wild side that I think he didn't necessarily ever really have with Sharon. I think that Phyllis and Nick had something special, but it's now become so heartbreaking and borderline pathetic to watch Phyllis struggle to hold on to this marriage when Nick clearly is drawn to Sharon in a way that he can't help. I mean, it's not something within their marriage that they can just fix. Nick is attracted to another woman. What can you even do about that? And, you know, I just, for Phyllis's sake, I feel like, you know, they say if you love something, set it free. And if it comes back to you, it's yours. And if it doesn't, it was never meant to be. And I think that's kind of how Phyllis needs to look at this, you know, from now on. And, you know, I think that the same goes for Jack. You know, he's talking to Sharon and he's saying all the right things. He's being the best possible husband, best possible guy on the planet, being so understanding. He's talking the talk, but I think that if it came right down to it and Jack found out that the baby was Nick's or Billy's, Jack would be pissed beyond belief, and Jack would be very vindictive. I mean, there's no way he would just be so completely understanding and zen about the whole thing. I think he would be really, really angry and just unable to deal with it. So, and heartbroken. So, you know, I don't know that Jack loves Sharon as much as Jack wants to be a father. I think he sees this as a way to redeem himself. You know, I think that Jack wants this baby for himself. You know, I just don't know. I think that basically means that either way this plays out, Jack's gonna be hurt, and I hate that because I actually really would like to see Jack be the father. It's my personal hope that Jack is the father, but I think that it's going to be Nick. I think Nick is going to be the father. And I honestly think that that's what Sharon wants too. You know, I think that she wants Nick to be the father of this baby and to come running back to her, which I don't know, maybe that's what he's going to end up doing. You know, I noticed that when Sharon finally told Jack, she confessed to him that it's possible that Billy or Nick could be the father. Her reaction was a little bit interesting to me because I felt that she wanted and expected Jack to be done with her. That when she confessed this big secret, that Jack would just say, I'm done with you, forget it, it's over, and that would make her decision a little bit easier. So I just sensed from her that, she wanted him to hate her, and because her reaction was, why don't you hate me? How can you not hate me? I think that if Jack turned her away, then that would make it easier for her to get what she wants, which is Nick. She wants to be with Nick. So, I don't know. I think that, there's been a lot of talk this week about Cassie's prophecy, and it's weird because I think that the whole Cassie's prophecy has just become self-fulfilled. So is this the end for Phyllis and Nick and a new beginning for Sharon and Nick? I don't know. I've only seen the previews for next week where Nick tells Sharon that he wants to leave Phyllis and be with her. So it seems like Nick has made up his mind. I don't know if Sharon's gonna accept that or if that's the direction it's gonna go. I'm in the dark. I'm spoiler free, and I kind of want to remain that way. I don't want to know what's gonna happen, but I find it hard to believe after all of this and all of the struggle. I find it hard to believe that Phyllis and Nick would actually be over. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I didn't want to fail to mention, though, this week, Peter Bergman's performance was epic. I mean, he was just great all week. I just have to give it up to him. His face when Phyllis told him about Sharon and Billy's affair was it was so real. It was just so real. And then Jack and Billy's confrontation, I was literally thrown up against the wall. I couldn't even get too close to my screen because all of the drama was just radiating out of it, and I couldn't even completely watch the show. It was just, that confrontation was just so amazing. It was just so amazing. And then when Jack nailed Billy to the wall and basically put all of the deception out there, the fact that Jack had bailed Billy out of his gambling debts and pretty much got him out of Hong Kong before they tarred and feathered him. I mean, it just put the whole deception into full view for me. I mean, when the Billy and Sharon affair happened, I was just kind of along for the ride because I always love a surprise hookup, but, I don't think I really conceptualized what a huge deception it was after everything that Jack had done for Billy. So him putting it into perspective there was just amazing. And I think it was really interesting how Jack pointed out that Billy seems to avoid taking responsibility for his actions by just acting like he's a complete loser, like he's no good, So if he acts like he's no good, then that way no one will expect anything of him. And I thought that was a very interesting and telling point that Jack made, and probably very true to Billy's character. I think Billy is just someone who really hates himself. I think he hates himself deep down. I mean, did you see how Billy basically told Jack, look, I know you want to hit me, just go ahead and hit me, and then he hit himself in the face. That actor was really amazing this week too, but it was so filled with drama. It was a great scene between Jack and Billy, and it's just truly been a great week in Y&R. Well, Billy may have been a very bad boy this week, but I think that being stuck living in a one-room pool house with Chloe is punishment enough, isn't it? I mean, really. She's on him every day, like white on rice. I mean, the man can't even have a moment without her being on him. Maybe he should reconsider trying to get her back at all. Chloe has left the pool house. She's gone back to live with Esther. Maybe just let her stay there. I don't know. No, that's probably mean. I think you can't really blame Chloe for being aggressive about going after what she wants. I mean, she wants Billy, and especially after they had hot paint sex last week, you can't blame the girl, I guess, for going after him. Did you guys I have to mention how amazing that was. I was really enthralled. They were painting the pool house, and next thing you know, there's sex. So it was like sexy paint, sex time, passion, hot pink paint time. It was pretty amazing, and I liked it. But I know that Chloe is now very excited that Raul is back. I'm gonna have to decide how to say his name. Some people say Raul, some people say Raul. I'm gonna try to say Raul. That feels more appropriate. So Raul is back, and I'm sure that makes Chloe very happy. Does anybody know how long the actor is supposed to stay around for? I'm so glad that it was not a recast. I needed, if it was gonna be Raul, it needed to be the original Raul. So I'm happy about that. that. Does anybody know, has he signed a contract? Is he just on for a couple of days? What's the deal? Because it's like, he got here and then 2 days later he's engaged to Mac. It was like, okay, that's quick, you know? And especially since Mac is a new character, it's hard to warm up to it right away. But I will say that having Raul around, has kind of made Mac more appealing. She's more human, you know? There's something a little less cold about her now that he's here. You know, but I think that Raul represents the safe choice for Mac. I mean, I think she loves him, cares about him, respects him, and is great friends with him, but there's no passion. The fire is just not there in a Billy, sexy, passionate, hot kind of way. So we're gonna have to see how long this lasts. I have a feeling that the Raul and Mac engagement is not gonna last that long. Okay, well that probably takes me right about to my 10-minute mark, but I'm not done talking. I got a lot more to say, so I'm gonna post a follow-up video. So stick around and I will see you guys then.